found her body behind the wall. They nailed her body behind the wall.
Vallejo police announced late Tuesday that they had arrested Douglas Shaw. It's still unclear what his relationship is to Renia or to the home.
The person that they have in custody is being cooperative. Stated that he did indeed kill Renia. He threw her phone on top of the school. That's the most information that I have.
What did Reneia Lewis do to deserve this? Nothing. She was a daughter, a sister, a woman who loved to cook and laugh with her family. She had dreams. She had a birthday coming up. And instead of celebrating turning 29, her mother is now planning her funeral. Her family begged for answers when she didn't reply to texts. They used her phone location to track her down. They prayed she was safe. And then came the words no mother should ever hear. We found your daughter. Her body wasn't found on the street. It wasn't found in a car. It was nailed behind a wall, hidden like trash. Authorities say it was dismembered and left to rot in a man's attic. That man, 41-year-old Douglas Irwin Shaw, worked at Six Flags, passed a background check, lived among families, and walked free every day. Now, he's charged with her murder. Her mother calls him a monster. Her family calls for the death penalty. A former girlfriend says she once filed a restraining order against him, warning he was violent and dangerous. But nothing stopped him. Nothing protected Renia. And while her family grieves, cruel strangers make prank calls pretending to be her, luring her devastated mother to false addresses, demanding money. As if losing her daughter wasn't enough, she now faces twisted games from people exploiting her pain. So here's the real question. How many women have to die before society listens to the red flags? Before restraining orders actually mean safety? Before background checks stop giving predators jobs around families? Renia was not in a relationship with Shaw. She didn't belong to him. She was just living her life. And now, she's gone, brutally silenced.
Memorial sits outside the Vallejo home near 14th Street and Star Avenue, where police found the body of 28-year-old Reneia Lewis hidden inside a detached unit in the backyard.
She was concealed in a space that led to the attic.
Family members tell KTVU the victim had been dismembered.
This was a horrific crime. Not only did this bring pain to the family, it brought pain to the community.
It's a shock to the whole community of Vallejo.
Well-wishers dropped off flowers in memory of the woman who was the subject of an intense search and ebony alert. Hope turned to despair when police found her with the help of her family who had pinged her phone.
It's really sad to know that she has family and friends that really, came together. Like, they really loved that girl enough to do the footwork on their own to try to find out where she was.
Police arrested 41-year-old Douglas Irwin Shaw, a father of two girls, at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom in Vallejo, where he works. He was booked on suspicion of murder. Lewis's heartbroken mother, Terry, was at the scene when police found her daughter's body on Tuesday. She spoke to KTVU by
When police told her mother they had found Renia's body, her world shattered. She described the moment like this. When they said, "We found your daughter," I collapsed. I couldn't believe it. I was praying. I said, "God, please don't let it be her. Please don't let it be her." And he did not answer my prayer. It's the kind of pain you can hear even if you close your eyes. Her youngest child, her baby, the one who should have been blowing out candles on her 29th birthday. Instead, she'll be buried. An O-parent is built for this kind of grief. Renia's family didn't wait around for the police. They felt something was wrong the moment she stopped answering texts. Her mother checked the Life 360 app. It showed her daughter's last location in Vallejo near a house on 14th Street. With her cousin Latoya, they began searching. They knocked on doors. They handed out flyers. They begged for anyone to come forward. But instead of help, they were mocked. Prank calls started coming and people pretending to be Renia, luring her mother to false addresses, demanding money. Imagine that. In your darkest hour, when you're terrified your daughter might be in danger, strangers are playing with your grief. Still, the family kept pushing. They refused to give up. And their instincts were right. That house, that last ping, they were pointing to the truth. And the truth was darker than they ever imagined.
What did she do to you for you to kill her and then put her in a wall? When he said we found your daughter. I just collapsed. I was like, I can't believe this. And I was praying. I said, God, please don't let it be her. Please don't let it be her. And he did not answer my prayer.
It was the news no one in 28-year-old Reneia Lewis's family wanted to hear. Police found her body behind a wall inside this home on 14th Street in Vallejo. Her mother last texted her on Friday and thought it was unusual not to get a response.
When they found her body,
When police told her mother they had found Reneia's body, her world shattered. She described the moment like this: when they said, "We found your daughter," I collapsed. I couldn't believe it. I was praying. I said, God, please don't let it be her. Please don't let it be her. And he did not answer my prayer. It's the kind of pain you can hear even if you close your eyes. Her youngest child, her baby, the one who should have been blowing out candles on her 29th birthday. Instead, she'll be buried. An O-parent is built for this kind of grief. Reneia's family didn't wait around for the police. They felt something was wrong the moment she stopped answering texts. Her mother checked the Life 360 app. It showed her daughter's last location in Vallejo near a house on 14th Street. With her cousin Latoya, they began searching. They knocked on doors. They handed out flyers. They begged for anyone to come forward. But instead of help, they were mocked. Prank calls started coming and people pretending to be Reneia, luring her mother to false addresses, demanding money. Imagine that. In your darkest hour, when you're terrified your daughter might be in danger, strangers are playing with your grief. Still, the family kept pushing. They refused to give up. And their instincts were right. That house, that last ping, they were pointing to the truth. And the truth was darker than they ever imagined. It's easy to focus on the horror of her death and forget the life she lived. But that would be another injustice. Reneia loved to cook. She loved to laugh. She was the youngest daughter in her family, the one everyone looked after, but also the one who brought joy into the house. Her family said she loved them fiercely, and she lived her life with love at the center. Her birthday was coming. She should have been celebrating 29 years of life. Instead, her family is counting down the days until her funeral. That's the cruelest part. Her story was not supposed to end here.
41-year-old Douglas Shaw looked disheveled as he made his first court appearance today. He's charged with 1 count of felony murder. Prosecutors say he used a knife in the brutal killing. Reneia's mother tells NBC.
When Shaw first appeared in court, he looked disheveled. The man accused of butchering Reneia and hiding her in his attic, nailed behind a wall, stood before a judge as if this was just another day. Prosecutors say he used a knife. They laid out the charge, 1 count of felony murder. For Reneia's mother, being in the same room as the man who destroyed her life was almost too much to bear. Her words after court were sharp and heavy. My hope for him is that he get the death penalty. And that's where this story turns into more than grief. It becomes a debate. Should Shaw be given life without parole? Should he face execution? What's the right punishment for a man who cut up a woman and stuffed her behind a wall like she was nothing? Her mother didn't hesitate. She wants the ultimate penalty. And many who hear the story agree with her. Every time something like this happens, the same questions echo. How did he get this far? Why didn't the restraining order matter? Why did the background check fail? Why do families have to find their loved ones before the police do? This isn't just about Reneia. It's about every woman who files a restraining order, every mother who prays for her daughter's safety, every system that claims to protect, but fails. We've seen it before, and we'll see it again unless something changes. Reneia's story is more than tragedy. It's proof that red flags mean nothing if no one acts on them. Her life ended not because she was reckless, not because she ignored danger, but because the world looked away from a man who had already shown who he was. And while her family mourns, society should be asking itself why it keeps failing women like her. She didn't deserve to be hidden behind a wall. She didn't deserve to be mocked by strangers and prank calls. She didn't deserve to have her birthday replaced with a funeral. What she deserved was life, safety, protection, and now, all she has is a headline. Reneia Lewis should be alive today. She should be blowing out candles, making jokes in her kitchen, and planning her future. Instead, her family is left with silence, grief, and memories of the daughter they'll never see again. And the hardest part, this didn't have to happen. The warnings were there. The system knew. But the system didn't protect her. So we're left asking, how many more mothers have to bury their daughters before things change? How many more women have to scream into silence before society listens? How many more restraining orders have to become just pieces of paper instead of protection? Renia's story is not just her family's pain, it's all of ours. And the question now is, who will be the next woman? The system fails. If you want the truth, unfiltered and raw, subscribe. Because until these stories are told, until we demand answers, nothing changes. So tell me, in a world full of red flags, when will enough finally be enough?